What's up, everybody? I wanted to address the things that are going on in the automotive industry as far as the right to repair and the meetings that Ford and GM had with President Trump and whatnot, and then the mandated automotive kill switch. If you're not paying attention to this and you're not getting active in trying to stop these overbearing surveillance state type of legislation that is getting passed, you're not going to be able to drive in the future. Everything's going to be mandated for automated vehicles. I know this. People are probably going to say I'm being hysterical or whatever, but this is how it starts. Small steps. First, they're going to automatically shut your car off if the vehicle deems that you're not worthy to drive your vehicle, if you're driving erratically, or if it thinks that you're impaired even if you're not, if it thinks that you're tired even if you're not. And this is going to be determined by a computer. The other thing is that the dealer or the manufacturers are not wanting people to be able to service their vehicles anymore because of the software that they have in the cars. They're saying that it's proprietary software, and it opens it up to being able to be hacked and things of that nature, which I understand the worry about the vehicle being hacked and somebody taking over control of the vehicle, which, I mean, you need to be able to put some safeguards in there to make that not possible, or you need to get rid of the damn computers in the cars. There's no reason to have all of this super extra advanced technology. You just need to have better drivers on the road. A lot of the problems that we have as Americans on the roads are because we have shitty drivers that don't know how to fucking drive on these roads. That people that are too preoccupied with their phones, with the radio, with looking at what's going on the other side of the freaking interstate. I mean, just numerous other things. If people would actually focus and pay attention to driving, they actually knew how to drive correctly, and they knew more than put the car in drive and press the freaking gas or brake. I mean, if people actually had to know how to work on their cars, if they actually knew how to drive a manual transmission nowadays. Nobody knows how to drive a manual transmission anymore. The ones that do are, in my opinion, much better all-around drivers. Not because they can drive a manual transmission. It's the fact that the people that drive a manual transmission have taken the time to understand the vehicle better. They have a better feeling of the vehicle. They understand how the vehicle responds in different gears, different scenarios, and all that, and how to use the engine to brake the vehicle, or to pull it through turns, or to decelerate through turns using engine braking and things of that nature. The car drives completely different in a manual versus an automatic. Now, the new DCTs are very similar because it is basically a manual transmission with two clutches. But it's still not the same as manual transmission unless you're in sport mode and you're doing the paddle shifting, which, face it, most drivers out here have no clue how to drive a paddle shifted vehicle correctly for the performance that you're trying to do. But the other issue is that with these other mandates and things of that nature that are coming through, the right to repair bill that everybody's trying to push, which I am a firm believer in, because if they make it to where you can no longer repair your vehicle, that eliminates me trying to teach people how to work on their cars, which is what I've been doing with my YouTube channel. That eliminates me being able to work on my own cars, and makes it to where it's a penalty to work on your cars. I mean, even President Trump gave an example of a guy getting arrested for working on his own car. I don't know what the exact situation was there. I think the guy defeated emissions systems, which is completely illegal. I don't do that. Even my modified cars still have emissions equipment on them. So I totally understand that. I'm not trying to harm the environment. That's not my goal. But I do want to be able to repair my vehicles because a lot of the times, most of the mechanics that I go to don't know what the problem is. And if they do, they want to add and upsell stuff to you. And the ones that don't know what they're doing, they just guess. And they just, a lot of mechanics, not a lot, but a lot of new mechanics are just throwing parts at stuff. They're not really diagnosing what the root cause of the problem is. And I have issues with other people working on my stuff. And that's just me having trust issues. No other reason, really. But I was ASE certified master mechanic. I've let my certifications expire, but I used to be ASE certified. And I still work on all of my own vehicles. I don't let anybody work on my vehicles unless they're doing an alignment or putting tires on it, because I don't have those pieces of equipment. But I have equipment for everything else, including the software to read the computers and stuff. But it's getting harder and harder to get into these computer systems because the manufacturers are not releasing software that will interact with their computers. And it's causing it to where, like, when you get a battery replaced, now you can't even get aftermarket software to where you can tell that the battery's been replaced. You can only go to the dealer. Now, I think that's only in one particular instance that I read about. I can't remember what manufacturer it was because I read about it about a week or two ago. But it's getting ridiculous, and I firmly believe that this is eventually going to get to the point where they're going to start trying to pass legislation to ban older vehicles, so that ultimately everyone will be forced to be into these vehicles that have the driver acknowledgement systems, that are the driver monitoring systems where it'll shut the car down. That's the only way they're going to make people get into those vehicles, because almost every single person that I talk to does not want this, says that they're not going to buy new vehicles because of this. But with the scarcity of the parts, because parts manufacturers are being bought up and then they're going bankrupt. One of the biggest parts manufacturers in the world was bought out by, or multiple parts manufacturers were bought out. It was A1 Cardone and another rebuilder, but there multiple rebuilders were bought under one corporation, and then it went bankrupt, and all of those companies are out of business now. So you've lost a big parts production. So now there's a lot of older vehicles that the parts are no longer available for. So they're going to get rid of those vehicles because of parts scarcity. I see it's not going to be long before these crazy lunatics in Congress and in the Senate and everything start trying to get into their freaking heads that we need to get all these older cars off the road, and they're going to start passing legislation to where right now, currently, we can run cars. If they're older than 25 years old, you don't have to do emissions on them. You can import them from another country. I have a feeling they're going to eventually try and close that loophole, and they're going to make it to where you can't have a car that's older than 25 years old, and then it's just going to keep creeping. Just like the emissions standard kept creeping, they kept making it to where you have to have better fuel economy, but in order to meet the fuel economy standards, they keep making the vehicles bigger because they can't reach the fuel standards that they're mandated to reach. So instead of getting better fuel economy, we're getting bigger vehicles with the same fuel economy because the vehicle got bigger, but it uses the same gas mileage as the smaller engine, or as the smaller vehicle. So now you're getting the same gas mileage as the smaller vehicle in the bigger vehicle. So it looks like it was a gain, but it's not. You haven't made a dent in anything. You just gave people more room in the vehicle. You haven't given them any better gas mileage. So this is all, and you're decreasing the longevity of the vehicle by doing it. Vehicles do not last as long as they used to. They're not made as well as they used to be, and everything is way more expensive than it needs to be. We as a community, as a car community, if you want to be able to continue driving and enjoying your freedom on these American roads, we need to take a stand and stop this stuff now before it advances even further. This is starting to get out of hand. So reach out to your Congress members, reach out to your Senate members, tell them you do not want any of this legislation that is being passed. You do want the right to repair your own vehicles and for independent shops to be able to repair your own vehicles, because if they pass it to where independent shops can't even work on your vehicles, all the independent shops are going to wind up going out of business. Then you're screwed. Then you can only go to the dealership, and you are stuck in the dealership service department paying whatever they want to charge. Technicians will not be able to work for independent shops because there won't be any independent shops. So then they'll be forced to work at the dealership, getting paid whatever the dealership is willing to pay them, which will not be fair market value. So the dealership will stand to make exponentially way more money. The manufacturer will start charging more franchise fees for the dealership so that the manufacturer can make more money. And everybody at the top will make money, and all the rest of us will get screwed over. And it's going to happen eventually if we don't stop this and nip it in the bud now. So please be active, take steps, reach out to your members of Congress, reach out to your Senate members, city, state, local, county, everything. Make your voice heard that you don't want these changes that are happening to continue to happen. And you do 100% want the right to repair your own property. All right. Thank you. Have a good day.